Hello everyone, my name is Rohit and today I am going to present my M.Sc Computer Science final semester project that is machine learning based malware detection system. Before I explain the implementation, I would first like to explain what this project is and why is it necessary. As we know, today almost every organization such as banks, hospital, educational institutions and IT companies depend upon the computer networks to exchange the information. Every second, thousands of network connections are established between different devices between different locations. Among those networks, there are normal networks, while others may be generated by the attackers trying to steal your data. It can scan your systems, also spread malwares, or even launch the cyber attacks. So the traditionally, these attacks are detected using signature-based detection systems. And these systems were comparing incoming traffic with a database of known malware signatures. Although they work very well for the previously known attacks, but actually they struggle to detect the new one or the unknown attacks because those signatures are not available. They just follow a particular type of steps to find out if the network is malicious or not. To overcome this limitation, my project uses machine learning. Instead of searching for known malware signatures, the machine learning model learns patterns from previously labeled network traffic. After learning these patterns, it can analyze a completely new network connection and predict whether it is benign, that is normal, or it is malicious, that is likely a part of an attack. For this project, I used the UNSW NB15 dataset, which actually contains real network traffic collected in a controlled environment. The dataset includes both the normal traffic as well as the different categories of attack traffic. There are n numbers of attack traffic categories, making it suitable for training and evaluating the machine learning models. So the main objective behind this project is to develop an intelligent malware detection system or an intrusion system that can actually accurately classify whether the network connections are benign or malware and comparing different machine learning algorithms and explain the prediction using the explainable AI, that is SHAP. Now I will explain the implementation of the project step by step further ahead. The implementation of this project consists of 10 major stages. I will explain each stage in the order in which they are executed. The very first step is data loading and pre-processing. These are the import statements which are actually required throughout the project. So the first step is data loading and pre-processing. I used UNSW NB15 dataset, which is divided into a training set and a testing set. The training set is used to train the machine learning models, while the testing set is used to evaluate their performance on unseen data. Before training, I pre-process the dataset by removing unnecessary columns, such as the ID column, because it does not contribute to the prediction. Then I encode categorical features such as protocol, service, and state into numerical values using label encoding, since machine learning algorithms can only work with the numerical data. To avoid the unseen category errors, I temporarily combine the training and testing dataset because the very next step is exploratory data analysis, that is EDA. After pre-processing, the purpose of EDA is to understand the dataset before training the models. I visualize the class distribution to check whether the dataset is balanced or not. Generate a correlation heat map to study the relationship between features and use PCA to visualize high dimensional data in two dimensionals. As you can see the graph and we see visualization of network traffic. This actually helps me to understand the characteristic of the data and identify the patterns that may help distinguish normal traffic versus the malicious traffic. This is just a visualization step in this project. Next step is feature selection. Uh, in the UNSW NB15 dataset, it contains many features, but actually not all of them contribute equally to the malware detection. I actually use the random forest algorithm to calculate feature importance and identify the most informative features. Features such as STTL, CTSet, TTL, deload, and read were found most important. Using only the most relevant features, it reduces the computational complexity. These are the graph associated with this step, including the top features of it, graphs defining the classes, and that's it. So using the most relevant features will actually maintain almost the same prediction accuracy while reducing the computational complexities. Going to the next step is model training and comparison. After selecting the features, I actually train the multiple machine learning models. The models used in the project are decision tree, random forest, extra tree, and k nearest neighbor. I have not relied on a single algorithm. I have compared all the four models using the same data set and evaluation metrics. These all algorithms differ from each other very differently. So the analysis can be more precisely, or you can say we can compare those models in different aspects. So this comparison will actually determine which algorithm perform best for the malware detection. In my project, Random Forest is the one who has achieved the highest overall performance in the whole process. These are some code associated with it, and some um, accuracy, precision, and recall scores are also there. This is all on the all features, and this is the graph which is based upon all the features. These are some graphs. The next important step is class imbalance handling with the SMOTE. As we can see, the dataset is not balanced. It can be biased just because there are more number of samples of one class than the other, which can make the model biased to the majority class. To solve this problem, I have applied SMOTE. SMOTE is the synthetic minority oversampling technique. It generates synthetic samples for the minority class instead of simply duplicating existing records. This creates a balanced training dataset and improves the model's ability to correctly classify both the normal and malicious traffic. These are the graph which shows original versus the smart model performance. This step was actually necessary as because in an imbalanced dataset, machine learning model tend to become biasness over the majority class. As a result, the model may achieve high accuracy but perform poorly in identifying the minority class. So to reduce this problem, I have used SMOT. Instead of simply just duplicating the existing minority samples, SMOT will just generate a new synthetic samples by interpolating between existing minority class samples. These synthetic samples, which make the training dataset more balanced. allowing the model to learn patterns for both the classes more effectively. In my project, SMOTE was applied only to the training dataset. The testing dataset was actually left unchanged so that the model could evaluate on real and unseen data. After applying the SMOTE, the class distribution became balanced, and the overall performance, especially the recall and the advanced growth, was improved. As you can see in this table. The another thing was duplicating of the data, but actually simply duplicating minority samples will cause overfitting because the model repeatedly sees the same examples, and SMART generates a new synthetic sample between existing minority samples, creating more diverse training dataset. That's why I have used SMART. Getting to the very next important step is cross-validation. After training the models, I perform the cross-validation step. Instead of evaluating the model on only the one train test split, I have actually used five-fold stratified cross-validation algorithm. In this algorithm, the dataset is divided into five parts. In each iteration, the four parts are used for training and one part is used for validation. The process is repeatedly uh, done for the five times and the average performance is calculated. So the cross validation provides a more reliable estimate of how the models will perform on the unseen data. As you can see, there is a summary of how the models have performed and they have significantly, uh, the accuracy has been increased. Getting to the next learning step, that is ensemble learning. Ensemble learning combines prediction from multiple models to improve overall performance. In my project, I use voting and stacking classifiers. The voting classifier combines predictions from multiple algorithms through majority voting, while the stacking classifier uses another model called as a meta learner to combine predictions. This approach increases robustness and often produces better results than using a single model. These are some results of the voting and stacking. And the next step is comprehension evaluation. Once the model are trained, I evaluate the performance using multiple evaluation metrics. This include accuracy, precision, recall, F1 score, ROC, AUC, MCC, Cohen's kappa, and confusion metrics. I also generate ROC and precision recall curves to compare classifier performances. Finally, I use McNemar's test to statistically compare the performance of different models and verify whether the observed differences are significant. As you can see, there are comprehensive metrics summary and their scores accordingly. And here also random forest has performed very well. These are the ROC curve which helps us to understand it more. Here you can see that 9.78 is the highest, that is random forest. And this is a precision recall curve. Here also, random forest has performed well. These are some more graphs which tells about the data. This is a modern performance comparison radar chart which showing different lines. Here comes the ninth step, which is explainable AI, that is SHAP. So what is SHAP? SHAP is Shapley additive explanations. It is act it is actually used for why did the model make this prediction. Machine learning models such as random forests provide highly accurate predictions, but often they work like a black box, meaning they tell us prediction but do not explain why the prediction was made. To solve this problem, I use SHAP, which stands for Shapley Additive Explanations. It is an explainable AI technique that measures the contribution of each feature toward the final prediction. Instead of simply predicting whether a network connection is benign or malicious, SHAP explains which feature influenced the prediction and how much each feature contributed. For example, if a network connection is classified as a SHAP, malware, then SHAP may show that the features such as STTL, deload, packet read had the greatest influence on the decision. In this project, I generated SHAP summary plot to identify the most important features across the entire dataset and SHAP waterfall plot to explain individual predictions. This makes the machine learning model more transparent and trustworthy, which is especially important in cybersecurity because security analysts need to understand the reason behind every prediction, not just a guessing work. These are some of the graphs associated with it. Okay, so the last step is save result and summary dashboard. In this step, I have saved all the training models and generate the project results. I saved the training machine learning model using the job lib so they can be used later without training. The project also generates graphs, CSV reports, and summary dashboard containing all important evaluation metrics in the respective places. These are some CSV reports. These are my source files, which contain all the necessary Python code, which helped me to build this project. And they work respectively upon their. It has a requirement txt file, which have each and every dependencies which will be required in the project. And these are the last graphs which actually summarized our project. So to conclude, the project actually implements a complete machine learning pipeline for malware detection, starting from the data pre-processing, feature selection, model training, handling class imbalance, comparison, multiple algorithm, evaluating them, using comprehensive matrices, SHAP, explainable AI. Among all the models, Random Forest achieved the best overall performance for classifying network traffic, that is spanning or malware. Okay, so the project is concluded. I will shortly explain some technicalities of the project. The first one is label encoding. Machine learning algorithms cannot actually process text. So I have used label encoding. So the features like proto, service, and state are categorical. So it converts them into integers. So the training and testing data sets are combined before encoding to avoid unseen categorical errors. I have used names such as accuracy, precision, recall, F1 score, ROC, AUC, confusion matrix. So just a short description about themselves. So accuracy is actually the overall percentage of the correct predictions. Precision is all predicted malware. How many were actually the malwares? Recall is of all the actual malware, how many were detected? F1 score is harmonic mean of precision and recall. ROC AUC actually measures the model ability to distinguish between the classes. And confusion matrix shows the TP, TN, FP, and FN. Okay, thanks for watching.